Hello, you guys. I'm kind of shook at how bad this quality is. I didn't think it was that dark in here, honestly, but whatever. We're going to go with it. I didn't bring my lights down. Um, but I just thought I would chat and stuff because I'm cleaning because I need to go to the gym, but it's too busy. Like, there was a lot of people there, and I was like, ew. Ugh. I was like, no. So I was like, I'll just go later because honestly, period. Like, I will just. Oh, I don't know if it was catching me. Whatever. I don't know what's going on. Hello, you guys. If it just started, I don't know. It's tripping, but let me just repeat myself just in case. I wanted to clean and do things before I go to the gym because it was busy at the gym and I was really grossed out. So I was like, no, I'm not going to go with everybody there. I'll just go home and clean and stuff. And then I'll go tonight later because I already have a video for tomorrow. Better not have seen anything. I already have a video for tomorrow. This is my problematic body check, by the way, of the day. My actual, my waist is actually the smallest it's ever been, which is crazy. It's just weird to start getting to places where it's like the lowest it's ever been, or I've never been there, or it's never been this at this level. Like any day now, I'm gonna be 289, you know. So it's like, oh my gosh, you know. And I think too, since I split the gym days and I've been doing one day leg, one day arm, it's kind of a lot, but I feel like I have the afterburn a lot longer. And so I think it is actually causing more weight loss, which is good because, you know, why not, right? I'm just going to leave these down here. I can wear them tomorrow. Hello. This is just the downstairs, but nothing too exciting. It is a different angle though. I'm just kind of cleaning up down here. I want to make sure I don't flash my undies and all that. So sorry. But I'm just trying to clean a bit because my mom hasn't been home the past few days. So I wanted to kind of get it together before she gets back, basically. So that's why I'm here. Can you hear me okay, by the way, Bob? I'll probably move you guys around throughout the stream. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I was just I feel really weird, by the way. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but definitely serotonin. Like, I can feel it. I'm losing. So whether that's because I changed my gym thing, I am doing the deficit pretty strict, and it is getting hot. All those things combined, I'm definitely losing. I can tell because I'm very serotonin-y. But my hormones have actually gotten a little bit better. Like I can sleep now, which is really great because I couldn't, I was struggling with sleeping. But now I'm actually doing really well. Like I slept a long time last night. I slept like, I think from 2 to, I don't know, like 2 to 12 or something, like a long time, Gosh, there's some stuff in here. I should like vacuum it. I don't know why I'm getting like obsessive right now with cleaning, but it's probably the serotonin. Because my cheeks were burning red today. Oh my gosh. I was watching Not David, and he was doing a stream about Isaac Butterfield, and it was kind of pissing me off because Isaac Butterfield really annoys me. I'm not restless. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just get the vacuum thing so I can do the couch. 1 second. Since there's stuff in there. Weird. My neighbors will probably hate me, but whatever. It shouldn't be that loud. It's just, oh crap, I wasn't even charging it. Stupid. Gosh, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Jeez, I'm a smart one tonight. So anyways, ew, I get like dropped a bunch of crap on the floor. Nasty. No, I'm gonna do it lower. We love my boring life. So anyways, I was just like, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, I was watching, he was talking about Isaac Butterfield, and I don't really care for Isaac Butterfield's commentary that much because I feel like he doesn't really say anything. And so I haven't watched him in years. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the Jupiter and Taurus thing, it like finally clicked. Like I feel like I have so many epiphanies and so much that I understand and so much that I'm like letting go and all these different things, which is really good because I don't know, it just seemed like there wasn't much benefit for a really long time. But I feel like I just have a lot of clarity really out of nowhere. And I just understand a lot of things, you know. 1 second. I love this. Just get it all in there. So I think part of it is just like I feel like I'm finally over my breakup, which I talked about a little bit last time I went live. But it's like I feel like I'm in a good place and like it was the best thing, which is really good. And I'm just like totally over it. I don't want to go back. Could have called this stream a different stream title. But I called it this because I'm like, honestly, like I did cry about like the realizations I had and stuff because it was kind of a lot. Like it was just a lot of realizations and epiphanies. And it's like, I don't even know, you guys, like I've been through kind of a lot, honestly. It's just crazy because I haven't cried in a really long time. Like honestly, I couldn't even remember the last time I cried. Honestly, which for me that's not totally like I feel like I've usually cried kind of a lot, honestly. But I haven't in a hot ass minute. And so I was like, dang, because it was just like, I don't know, like, it's kind of like when you have that realization. Hi, Teal. It's kind of like when you have that realization that to a certain extent, your ex just didn't really like you all that much, And that's kind of what I've realized. It's like, a lot of the time I was criticized all the time, and I was constantly like just feeling like I was doing everything wrong, the whole time. And it's like, I've just come to realize, like, even when it first ended, there was like a huge weight lifted like a year ago because I finally felt like I didn't have to try to live by his standards or try to be his standard or try to do this type of thing. And I felt like the whole time I was talking to him, I was trying to prove something, or I was trying to be something, or I was trying to, get his approval, basically. And the approval never came. It never happened. It never came to fruition. And I think it's just one of those things where sometimes, people just don't like you, honestly. And I think that that's a difficult thing to realize and understand. And then I have to think, well, why did I stay in that? Or why did I do that? And then you have all these other realizations where it's like, okay, like, what if I was partially into him because he wasn't into me? Or because I felt like I did have to earn his approval or something, Which there's good and bad in it. Like, I wasn't really that great. I know that's really bad to say because I feel like a lot of people get triggered when you say that, but I really wasn't that great when I started talking to him. I was very immature. I was very like dependent, and a lot of these different things. And some of it, I do feel like what he was saying, there was some validity to it. Because the first year I talked to him, he called me codependent. Okay. And I was actually very offended at the time. And after he called me that, it's like I did everything in my power to not be. And I think it set me into this sort of cycle of constantly minimizing my needs or constantly minimizing what I needed out of a relationship. And then there were other aspects where it got even worse, or where when I got really deep into the hypothyroidism and I started like basically dying, then it kind of switched, and then I wanted very little from him, and I wanted it to be a very minimized relationship because I was so ill that it was like I can't function properly. So one second. Okay. So when that happened. This stain, by the way, I don't know what the hell, if you can see it, but my mom like dropped something. I don't know, but we did de-stain it, or we washed it, but it didn't come out, which is great. So love that. Anyways, so I got in the habit of really minimizing my needs. And, I kind of was feeling like I was expecting too much, which to a certain extent, maybe I was, but I think in a lot of ways I was projecting my first dynamic onto him, because in that one, I was like extremely entitled and very, very like crazy. Okay. So I was very much in the wrong that time. And I think with, my ex, it was like, I don't want to be like how I was. So he's complaining, let me minimize what it is that I'm doing or what it is that I need. And so, like I said, what started out as probably a somewhat good thing, because I would just complain about my problems. I would just, I was very negative. I wasn't really supportive. I was kind of not that great. Like I said, I wasn't independent. I wasn't anything, right? And it's like, over the years, I grew up. I ended up getting my own place in 2019. I moved out. I had a whole ass job. I was doing everything. And it's like, it didn't improve anything on his end. Like, it was as if I hadn't done anything, basically, or it was like nothing had changed. And there's a lot of other stuff that went on, but I'm not going to get into it. I just want to talk about this aspect. But basically, it's like that was really like the first moment towards 2019 where I was really starting to get frustrated, because it was like he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't changing. I was getting better and his view of me didn't change. Nothing changed. And I was really angry at him for something that he had done, which I'm not going to get into. So I'm not going to talk about him. But basically, there was just a lot of stuff. And I was totally independent and nothing changed. Trying to get back to the topic, and so 2020 comes, the whole shebang goes down, which we all know. My health takes a radical shit. Okay, like my health got really, really bad very quickly because of everything going on, because of all the previous years of stuff that I had done, because just how unhealthy I was in general, just because of everything, basically. I had totally, like, everything kind of fell apart. And it was during that time, like, honestly, I needed him. I needed him to be more involved. I was incredibly isolate. I had to be for a lot of different reasons. And he basically was like, I'm going through too much. I can't handle anything. And I should have probably broke up with him then, honestly. I really should have. But I was so terrified of being without anybody at that time that I just dealt with it. I just did. And I said, okay, I don't need anything. We'll just take a breather on this and I won't ask anything of you. And so that's what I did. And fast forward to 2021, I know I was doing so poorly in El Paso that I finally moved to Alabama to be with family and all that. And our dynamic got worse. It was like every time I improve my life, or every time I got better, happy Mother's Day. Every time I improved my life, or every time I took a step forward, it's like he would like me worse, or like things would get worse. He would get more distant. And it created this really difficult incentive with him that just kind of continued on. And so 2022 comes, we had a really rough fight in 2021. Probably should have broken up then, but didn't. We had a very rough fight then. And we barely talked for 4 months. And when I think about it, it's like I shouldn't have been okay with that. But I was so sick at the time that I didn't mind, because I was like, well, I'm ill anyways. I'm dealing with all this stuff, whatever, but I was so scared of the relationship being over that I just dealt with it. And once again, like, I couldn't live up to his standard. He didn't like how I was. He didn't like my beliefs. He didn't like things about me. He was telling me, like, I don't know if we can really get along. I don't know any of this stuff, right? And I told him, no, we can. Like, we've gotten along. We barely fight, But every time we did fight, it was like a huge thing where he had to be distant for months, if we had a single argument. And I kept thinking it was just me. So I get control of myself. I don't ask for anything. I don't request anything of him. I don't pressure him about anything ever, pretty much. There might be one moment here or there. Like in 2021, we had that huge fight in March. By August, it was completely fine. And then I had one moment in August. He didn't even respond, and I didn't care. I just said, sorry that I wanted something, basically. I wanted some kind of reassurance that things were going to be okay. I wanted some kind of reassurance that we were going to make it through the panorama. I wanted something. Sorry. And so that, then things got better. Around August, we started talking a little. And then I thought, okay, like it's averted. Like I stopped bugging him, or I stopped needing things really. And so I thought, okay, it should be fine, right? I didn't freak out on him ever. So I got to the point where I think the last time I really freaked on him was August of 2021. I think so too. So I said, okay, I'm perfect. I'm doing everything right. I'm taking care of myself. I'm getting my health. I'm becoming, I already was independent, but now it's like I'm helping take care of my mom. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm dealing with the horrific economy that we were living in. All this stuff going on in 2021. The inflation is starting to surge. I was barely making any money at all. And I was just doing it. I was surviving it. And he didn't need to do anything. Okay? I can do it all. I'm fine. Because I'm not codependent. I'll prove it to you. I'm not. Promise I'm not. So we didn't talk much towards the end of the year, because that was supposedly when he was the most busy with work. Yeah. So I barely would ever talk to him until January. And in 2022, things became more active in the beginning of the year. So at that time, I was starting to get better. So most of my absolute crisis in terms of my health, in terms of everything, I had gotten past completely without him. So he didn't help me at all. I did it all on my own, which is fine. Because like I said, whatever, I don't think he would have been a help anyways. So basically, I go through that whole thing of almost dying and not knowing even if I was going to make it, not understanding, whatever, right? I had no support really from him. I would occasionally send him messages updating him. He wouldn't respond. And that was it. So basically, in 2022, I started to get better and I was kind of lost about what to do because I had energy again. I was coming back to life and I didn't know what to do. All I knew was that I absolutely hated the political situation of this country that year. And I couldn't stand the lockdowns and I couldn't stand anything that was going on. And so I had this realization that it really isn't going to end unless if people start speaking out. So I did what I needed to do, in part because my ex lives in Australia and the border was closed. And so here I am fighting these measures in part because it's partly what's keeping us apart. And I think, oh, well, this is why our relationship isn't working because Australia closed its borders. I'm going to protest it, at least here, and do what I can on a cultural level to change the situation because, he's too scared. He's too much of a people pleaser. He's not going to say anything. So I'll do it. I'll be the man in the relationship and I will actually fight for it because duh, right? The other issues throughout 2020 that started happening is I started getting a lot better. And I started having more changes than I ever even realized. And some of this was happening in 2021 as well, where I was becoming a lot more feminine. I was starting to become a lot more just realizing things about myself that I really couldn't take on the role of a man in a relationship because it wasn't actually healthy for me to do so. It was really stressful. I could do it, but at great cost to my health, mentally and physically. And I had a lot of moments of a lot of cost to that, where it was like I almost died, like I said. So when I came back or when I went to move here, a lot of things changed. And I started having a lot more realizations about what I needed in a relationship, what I wasn't getting in my relationship. And I was really trying to act like it was going to be okay. And like he was really going to be there for me. Or like I was cracking a code or I was figuring something out. But those trends just kind of kept continuing in 2022. And the issue in 2022 is that what's feminine? I don't want to pursue him anymore. I don't want to hold up the relationship anymore. I don't want to be the man in the relationship. I don't want to have to pursue him. Like I realized like I'm very introverted and I was only being more extroverted because of stress and like health dysfunction. That was the only reason it was happening because I was really sick and it was like a survival mechanism of my body basically, because it was like, I'm running on adrenaline, I'm running on all these things. In 2021, I'd have daily panic attacks. 2022, I was just still pretty unwell and just really angry. And I was doing everything I could to fight what was happening. And around April, they start lifting the restrictions. In February, the border to Australia opens. And in America, they really drop the restrictions in April. And from April until July, I started questioning being an activist. As you guys know, the Dobbs decision, Roe v. Wade thing happened, and it caused issues in my activism because people I was working with were really, really upset about it. It created a lot of division in our crew. And with the pandemic being effectively over, a lot of our sort of alliances just started to, we started to see how we didn't really align on certain things. I also was getting massive hate that year. It was very, very tricky. And it was just a lot, honestly. It was a lot. So by July, I took a step back and I was starting to question being an activist, or, I didn't feel like it was necessary anymore. And so when the election happened in 2022, I quit. So that was the moment where I was like, okay, I'm going to quit. This isn't it. I'm not happy with it. I feel like I'm getting a lot of flack for this. I don't feel like it's worth it. There were issues on both sides where I was just like, ew, basically. And things got really, really weird in 2022 politically, and it was just not fun anymore, or it just wasn't worth it anymore. So I quit. And towards the end of the year, I started doing the anti-FA because I had really come to a conclusion about my health. And so I realized that the health stuff, it was much more of a bigger issue, and it was something I was a lot more passionate about. So I moved on, basically, to that. I started getting success with that. And once again, when I do better, it's like he likes me less. So I started doing better towards January. My channel started taking off a bit more. Things started kind of moving. And I was feeling so much better that I wanted more of an active relationship. I wanted more. I was hoping that we could go back to talking more. And because I was feeling better. And that's why eventually we got, it ended. Because I basically said I wanted more effort on his part. I wanted to actually spend more time together. I wanted to actually do more stuff and talk more. We barely talked in 2022 because I didn't want to pursue him anymore. It didn't feel natural to me. And so we barely talked in 2022. And by the time 2023 came, I was like, okay, let's talk more. Because I was thinking, oh, it's just because it's the end of the year. Then it was like, oh, we're still not really talking. And so then I confronted him about a major issue I had in April, and he dumped me. And so everything from there until now, I've just been really, really processing it. There were so many days where I regretted it, where I regretted what we had, like what had happened. And I was completely gutted. It was like, and he listed my politics as one of the reasons why. And it really pissed me off because I had already quit. I had quit 6 months before. And the only other thing it could have been is maybe he was like super into fat acceptance or something. I don't know, which if that's the case, then it was not going to work. I'm sorry. It just can't. I just can't. I can't even. I just can't. I mean, power to him. I hope he has his best fat acceptance life, if that's really what it is. Clearly we're not compatible anymore. It's not it. And so I just was heartbroken. I didn't know what to think about it. time went on. I got very angry about it. Towards the summer was really tough. Like I was really going through a lot in terms of my physical health and losing weight and all these things. It was so horrible. Like I just cannot even. I tried to tell you guys how horrible it was, but like as far as on a personal level, like I couldn't even talk about stuff on here really. Like I almost deleted this second channel. Like it was a lot. I was not doing well. And just so many of his words were like in my head the whole year. I'm too much. I act inappropriate. I don't say things the right way. My politics are so awful and extreme. I don't, um, whatever else. My mental health is trash. Everything is crazy. Whatever else he said. I mean, he said a lot of stuff at the end. He really did. And I think, I don't know what it was exactly, but looking back on it, it feels like it was like a last attempt to just really hurt me, basically. And this is all just because I wanted to have a real relationship. I wanted to have a boyfriend that actually cared or actually talked to me. I mean, it's just like I said, I should have dumped him in 2020 when he wouldn't be there for me because I was dying. And I don't even think he would have cared if I died. I really don't. And that's really horrible. So it went on way too long. It just did when I think about it now. It really went on way too long and it was ridiculous. And I was just, I think you get some kind of you get sunken cost. You feel like, well, there's been so many years going into it. There's been this going into it. The pandemic came in and it's like that ruined it. And that was an excuse for why it wasn't working. Like, I think if that hadn't happened, we might have broken up sooner too. And so it was just a lot. And so all last year, the whole year, it was just like everything he had said to me was in my head. And it was really difficult because on a physical level, as I told you guys, like the serotonin was so high last year. I was like so depressed. Yes, you got it too. I was so depressed because of my hormones and because of the weight loss. And, I understand now too, like there's likely healing in the brain that has to occur when you've had a binge eating disorder because it's such like a hyper stimulating thing in your brain that when you stop, it's so like you have to come down from everything. And so it's like a feeling of really high serotonin and really low dopamine. And I got incredibly bored. And at the same time, it's like, what is the advice they give you when you're going through a breakup? They say, go out, do something, go be with friends, go do these things. I couldn't. I was really dealing with poverty. Inflation was still really, really high. I made less money last year than I did in 2022. So just think of that. I made a little bit less. That's brutal. It was horrible. And my expenses absolutely skyrocketed in 2023. Like my rent went way up. I had to start commuting. That caused like a massive increase in expenses. Like everything, every single expense went up in 2023 and I actually made less money. So it's like I couldn't do anything but work. All I could do was work, lose weight, work, lose weight. And I'm going through this like horrific serotonin storm. And it's like his words are in the back of my head all year long. And I felt so just like I can't even be creative on here because there's something wrong with me, because I was rejected. I was rejected by him. And the whole time I'm like, I miss him. I don't want it to be over, but then I do want it to be over. It's like I'm going back and forth in my mind over it because I was so confused. about the situation. You know, I'm going to change the title of the stream. We're just going to do it. You're going to see what I'm going to change it to. It's time, babes. I don't know if this is ever going to be used again. I hope not. Y'all need to pray that I will never have to make a stream title like this again. We're going to change it. I'm so cheesy. But basically, when you're poor, there's not a whole lot of low cost stuff to do. Exactly. Plus, like, I don't live near my friends. So it's like, I can't just go out with friends. Like, it's not easy to do. Let me see. I should be able to edit this, right? I might have to do it from the computer. Let me see. Yeah, let me do it. Hello, Caleb. Okay, I'm going to change this. I should be able to. My evil side is coming out. I'm just kidding. I'm not super evil, but just basic bitch side is coming. But basically, as I said, his words were in my head pretty much the whole year. It was just swirling around constantly, and I tried to act as appropriately as I could. And to a certain extent, like some of what he said, there was some points. You know, I was a little too much, in my opinion. Even in 2022, I was a bit too much. But part of it was just because I was so ill. You know, it's like, you're so sick. I don't know how I'm supposed to really just be perfectly functional when I'm like dying, you know, essentially. This feels really good to write out. Even this, it's like, I didn't want to put this title because I'm scared that he's going to see it. It's crazy. It's like, I can't let him control me. I'm just done. Maybe I should make it even gayer. No, that's good enough. I was thinking putting like ever on there. You might have to refresh. I think it's okay. I think it's there now. It should be. I'm trying to load it on my end to see. I think it's good, but mine is really not it right now. You think it would be better? Yeah, it's good. You did guess it. Well, you had to know. Well, yeah, all my titles are Taylor Swift, y'all. You should know. You should know that here. Hello, Caleb, by the way. So anyways, it feels good to say, honestly. It really does, because it's very liberating. And it's just like to finally not be in that constant deliberation or that constant, was I wrong? Was I right? Was this the right decision? Was this wrong? Was this that? Was this? But it's like, what I was trying to say is that this whole time, I just was deliberating about it. I wasn't sure if it was the best thing. And I had times where I felt like it was the right thing. I had times where I felt like it was the wrong thing. I went back and forth a lot. And I feel like finally I can let go of his words. I feel like finally I can let go of him, or let go of everything it was, because it really wasn't good. And I think there were times where it was good, but really from 2020 on, it should have been over. I should have ended it. And that's just a fact. I shouldn't have been with him that long. But I needed to, because to be fair, it was my relationship with him was one of the things that kept me going during the pandemic. So I try to have grace with myself, but in retrospect, hindsight is 2020, right? So basically, I Hello, Shannon. I finally just had certain epiphanies and realizations this month and even over the winter, um, and especially now where I was like, okay, because I was really feeling like I wanted to get back with him towards March and April. And then I was just like, I just had these Jupiter and Taurus realizations finally. Yes, they definitely can, Teal. And with this realization, one of them was just like, he just he didn't put any effort. There was no effort. And just really the realization that I can do better. I can. I think that that's where it hit me, and it's like, I could do better than this. Like, I don't. And I think that it's just tricky, especially because also too, like, I went into the mid-fat phase right after. So then it was like I was persona non grata and I was very invisible, for a while, really until probably towards winter. And then I kind of poofed out and duffed out again because you gain a lot of water in the winter, and then I had to lose it again. But now it's like I'm finally getting out of that stage. I feel like I'm starting to have options. And I also just feel better on a serotonin level. And I just feel like all the stuff he said, like most of the stuff he said was wrong. Some of it was accurate. Like, I needed to grow up. I needed to not be codependent. I needed to get my mental health under control and these kinds of things. And I certainly need to get my physical health under control, which was really the root of my mental health issues. It was my hypothyroidism. But it's like, I did all of that, you guys. I figured out hypothyroidism. I figured out how to treat it naturally. I basically created an entirely new diet. I figured out everything on my own completely to try to make that relationship work. And he was not moved at all. He wasn't pleased at all. And it's like, when I look back at it now, it's just like, I just don't think he liked me. And it's like, you can't make it work if somebody doesn't like you. And then I just had this other epiphany where it was like, I realized that I was attracted to him because he didn't like me. Because I was attracted to trying to win him over, or I was attracted to that whole thing. And I feel like when I was in the throes of all this, I, I was projecting it on other people. Like, I feel like I projected it on the ASMR guy. I do. Like, when I called the ASMR guy a narc and all that, I think that I was projecting it from my other experience. And there's one moment in that stream in March where I was talking about it, and I was like, I went from a narcissistic dynamic with a best friend, and right after that was over, I went into this, relationship basically. And I think I just was kind of in denial about it, you know, because I agree with Teal. Like, I think he was trying to control, he was trying to do all these things. Like, and I'll never know like everything about him. Like, I'll just let you guys know, like, he did lie. He was a liar. And so it's like, I'll never know the truth completely. And so it's like, I feel like I projected that onto the ASMR guy. I projected that onto other types of situations and stuff. And it's like, I think I felt like because I was attracted to the ASMR guy, then he's also that way or something, which isn't true. I don't even think it is true. I think it's like I feel like a lot of people have been gaslighting themselves, like, since Jupiter went into Taurus. And I feel like that's how I was gaslighting myself, was like, I was gaslighting myself that my ex was not that way. And I was projecting it onto other guys or other people because it was like just easier to externalize that on others than to accept that I had wasted so much time or wasted so much energy or done so much of these things for somebody who's that way. And that's a really bitter pill to swallow. And it's still kind of bitter. And that's also why I was crying and stuff, because it's like I just finally accepted it. It's like I already knew it, but I couldn't accept it. And I had suspicions that, gosh, I'm really spilling tea on here. I hope he doesn't come after me. I don't think he will, though. But I had suspicions that he had fake accounts that were following me. I blocked them. So I was also, in my opinion, I was being watched by him over the whole year. And it's like, I'm still trying to please him, or I'm still trying to act in this way, and I'm still trying to do this. And it's like, it's just a control thing. And I think that that's really just horrible. Honestly, I don't even know what else to say, but I blocked them. I blocked the accounts. I'm done. I don't ever want to be together again. I'm done. I'm never going back. We are never ever getting back together. I'm done. I remember so many moments where it's like I would try to be at peace with him, and he would just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until I would react or until I would snap, and then just be like, well, you're crazy. And it's like, I wasn't crazy. You were pushing me until I broke. That's not me being crazy, and the thing that sucked is that I was crazy with my first love. I actually was. So it's like that experience, it made me give my ex more credit because I was the crazy one before. So I was trying so hard not to be in this relationship. And now I'm just like, it wasn't good. It wasn't ever going to work. It wasn't ever going to be a thing. He was not going to like me. He wasn't. And I just felt like having all these astrological realizations, like I'm just like, this dynamic I had with him was such a Pluto and Capricorn dynamic. It's like, and this is ending. We're going into Pluto and Aquarius. Like, I don't think Pluto and Aquarius love is like that. Like, there was no way it was going to survive the transition, which it didn't. It ended right as Pluto went into Aqua last year. It ended. Basically, I think Pluto went into Aqua March 24th or 5th or something that year. And by April 19th or April 20th, I was dumped. No, he wasn't my first love. He was my second love. My first love was a different situation. I was a lot younger. That was like a long time ago, but I was crazy with him. That I will accept. I was actually crazy with that one. And I had issues, I think we all have issues. Even with my second love, like there were some legitimate criticisms, there were some legitimate issues. But again, if you resolve those issues, if you get past them, if he tells me I'm codependent and I'm living on my own, even in the face of a pandemic, I don't even see anybody. I'm living by myself in complete isolation for 11 months. I saw somebody 3 or 4 times in 11 months. And I'm still like, you said I'm codependent. I'm going to prove I'm the least codependent person ever. And I was. And even in that moment, I would try to ask for his support. And he said no. And I said, that's fine. I am not codependent. I am provably not codependent. That is like the Olympics of independence. That is being so independent. I was killing myself being that independent. And it's like, because I was trying to prove him wrong. I was trying to prove it wrong. It was the same thing last year. It's like, I'm going to act the most appropriate I could ever act to prove him wrong. And it's like, I don't have to live by his standards. I don't have to try to prove anything to him. It's done. It's over. He left me. It's done. And it should be over. He shouldn't be watching me. He shouldn't be monitoring me. We're done. You wanted it done. It's done. I respected it. Because again, I'm not crazy. I'm so codependent, you guys. I'm so unstable. I'm so crazy. When a guy broke up with me, I never contacted him. I never did anything. Nope. Never. And I never will. And that's the facts. It's done. So, anyways, it's a lot to kind of sit with. But what I don't want is I don't want what happened or that whole thing. I do not want it to affect the rest of my life. I don't want it to affect any future dynamics with any guys. And even when I was like barely talking to the ASMR guy for a second, it did affect me in that dynamic. And I don't ever want that to happen again. Because it's like, this is just, it's over. So, yeah, that's my epiphanies, I guess. Isn't that nice? Isn't it super sweet, you guys? Super, super sweet. We love epiphanies. Yes, Costa. Yes. And I will say when I finally just like blocked, oh yeah, no problem, Kayla. Thank you. When I finally blocked the accounts and I was just like, I'm done, I'm never going back, period. It's a wrap. I felt so relieved and I slept 10 hours. And I feel like, I had this kind of like, still this cord with him, even a year after. And it's just like, it's done. So I did what I needed to do. I took the feedback that I needed. I reflected. I did all the stuff I needed to do. And that's fine. So, I don't think he was wrong about everything. I don't think I didn't have anything wrong in the relationship, but there's a lot of stuff I'm not going to say, obviously. Oops. So I'm not going to say a lot of things publicly, but if I were dating somebody and they wanted to know, then I would tell them. But otherwise, I'm not going to bring it up. Some things I can just keep to myself, It's not anybody's business. But, yeah. Craziness. Oh, yeah. Good night, Teal. No problem. I'm going to keep going. So, because I'm not done yet. But, it feels good to use the stream title. It's really gay. I love it. How to look after sight. After what? I don't even know what that is. But yeah, for the record, I'm not going to talk about that ex after this stream. This is it. So this is the last moment. The only way I would is if he was like harassing me or something, then I will. But I don't think he will. There's no reason for him to. I never use his name. I never will. It's done. We haven't talked in a year. So It is what it is. It's fine. I hope you're happier without me. I hope that your life is everything you ever wanted. I hope that I was the cause of all your problems, and I hope that your life is sunshine and rainbows now without me. That's what I will say. Because we're done. Took me a long time. But we're done. I'm not in love anymore. It's done. I don't go back. So once I'm not in love anymore, then I'm done. That doesn't come back. So, anyways. Yeah. They're doing okay. They're surviving. I think because I'm not, I mean, I'll have to see how they do in the summer because the summer is like really crazy here. And a lot of times they die in the summer. But yeah, I'll have to see. Last summer I was so serotonin-y. I was like dying because I was so sick from the weight loss. So I was just like dying all the time. And I think I might move you guys because I have more to do. I have a little bit of time, I guess. Gosh, I really went on for a while about that. I didn't realize I was going to do all that, to be honest. But it's like when you talk about it, finally, it's just like, oh my gosh, damn, there's a lot to realize. And it's not even just realizing, it's accepting, it's like accepting it, finally. Accepting what it was. Which, like I said, I mean, I had issues, but to be fair, I feel like when somebody deals with somebody like that, they probably have issues, And for me, I was in the hypo haze, and I try to have grace with myself, but it's like just another thing that my illness took from me, It's like I really tried to do all that, and it's like, why am I only attracted to a guy who doesn't like me, And just really realizing that, I'm just like, oh my God, how horrible. What a horrible thing. So that's done. But, astrologically, there's a lot going on right now. As you guys know, there's that storm. And that storm is very big. So that electromagnetic thing, it is very significant astrologically. Which apparently I didn't even know, but I was watching my astrologer. Hello, Miriam. I was, is it really? It's because you're on like a table, I guess. But I was on this, I was listening to the astrologer I like, and he was talking about the electromagnetic storm, and it's in Taurus, and all these different things. And he was saying like, it's supposed to kind of like come in and it like breaks up the darkness. Does that make sense? So it breaks things up. And I feel like that's what happened. And it's like, I just feel like that connection I had to him is gone, finally. So I think that's kind of how it registered, which makes sense because for me personally, Taurus is my house of relationships. It's my house of relationships and marriage. And so it does make sense that that's how it kind of manifested for me. But it's just like, damn, holy shit. I love that you commented on the camera angle, and then I'm going to have to change it, and it's going to look like crap because I have to take you guys into other rooms because I'm going to do other parts of the downstairs. But I did the whole living room. So this is probably like part of my Mother's Day moment because my mom loves a clean house. And I'm trying to have it clean for when she gets back. So, yeah. I'm nervous. I hope that this doesn't mess up, you guys. For some reason, if you mess up the microphone, then you will nuke the stream and then it's over. So I have to be very careful that I don't. We're going to put you on this chair. Yes, it's the same Yeti I got with you know who. They, them. Our favorite they. Oh crap, I forgot that this is plugged in. Okay, let me unplug it. Hopefully it won't start dying. Oh my god, of course. Of course I did this one the physical way. Okay. We're gonna go down the hall. And I'm gonna clean off the table. This is a horrible angle. This is very horrific. Horrible angle. But these are my dishes from this morning. So I don't want any rumors. None that I'm a hoarder. Nothing. They're from this morning. Today. These are eggs I had today. So don't start any rumors. I'm gonna be pissed. You guys start shit. Don't start. As Dua Lipa says, don't start now, period. Oh, shut up. This is aspirin. No rumors that I'm on psych meds. Aspirin. Aspirin. No rumors. None. I don't care what my ex says. I'm not crazy. You know what's funny though? It's one of the last things I said to him. Is I said, you always acted like I was so insane, or you always acted like my mental health was so bad. And I said, but yours is just as bad. I said, you're just as bad. And I know that cut him so deep. I know it cut him deep. I know it did. And I'm so glad I said it. Because it's true. But I think that's the thing. When you're both crazy and then one of you isn't anymore, then it ends. So that's what happens. So anyways. But in the end, I think I will get there. I mean, I have forgiven him anyways. I did back in October, but my thoughts on it is just like, I don't think I would have discovered the solution and I wouldn't have ever healed as much as I did had I not known him. And again, there were some legitimate criticisms throughout the illegitimate criticisms, if that makes sense. So, and those were addressed. You know, I mean, some of the legacies of him are that I became very ambitious. I became very hardworking. I grew up during that time. I found out about my hypothyroidism. I did my own discoveries. I did all this stuff. I learned how to be an activist during that time. I accomplished a lot during that time. And so I don't think that there's any time wasted, really. But I just think that, especially with Pluto and Aquarius, it's time to enjoy life. It's time to, this isn't the Pluto and Capricorn, I have to climb and I have to try really hard and I have to please this man and I have to do everything I can to please him. This is I need to just have a guy who likes me. I need to just be with somebody who actually likes me, where the love isn't earned. There's nothing like that. And it's just a normal dynamic. And I think that will be possible, especially with you know what, I'm just gonna vacuum these crumbs, especially with my health being better, my hypo being under control, me not being super morbidly obese anymore, all these different things. I think I'm gonna be okay. You know, I'm going into a totally different paradigm. And you know, I'm not gonna say that I'm a complete victim or any of that. I don't think that. But I never really talked about his issues. So is it gonna work? It's working. I just don't want to. I don't want to put that in the washer. You guys are so extra. I'm vacuuming the table. I don't know why the table is so bad. So that is bad. So if you want to judge, go ahead and judge. But I don't want all those crumbs in the washer. So, because this thing needs to be washed, so I'm going to let it wash when I go to the gym. So you can go ahead and judge. I'm giving you a judgment pass. You can judge that one. Hello, Bubble. Bubble, you may want to rewatch this one. I spilled a lot of tea, just for the record. So, but short version, just for you to be here. Totally done with my ex. Totally done. So it's over. Never going back. Moved on. Over it. Not a thing. This is the new computer. I've been using this computer to film. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna have some water. I am going to the gym tonight. Yes, I am. But I told you guys I'm going to do this first. I just ended up having a therapy session in the middle of this, which I wasn't necessarily supposed to, but oh well. That's life, but I'm thirsty. I like these electrolyte thingies. I know you guys love the Publix water. God, I'm fucking thirsty, you guys. Like, holy shit. Thirsty. Anyways, this is so weird. I haven't done one of these like actual cleaning things in forever. But yeah, I just want to wash this while I go to the gym. This needs to be done. It hasn't been done in a minute. And I don't want to put tons of crumbs in the washer. So like I said, I guess you guys can judge me for vacuuming the table. I don't care. I'm not going to start the washer yet because I don't want to have like, I don't want there to be like 500, like I don't want it to be so loud. Does that make sense? I don't want it to be loud. But yeah, I feel like I projected a lot of my ex's narc qualities. I feel like I projected it, like I told you guys, I projected it onto the ASMR guy. I projected it onto my mom. I projected it onto a lot of different people. And I think it was just like a self-gaslighting. Like I said, it's like where I don't want to admit who actually is. And so it's like you just say everybody else is, which I think is like a coping mechanism, kind of. But yeah, I mean, as you guys know, like I fought with my mom really, really bad last year too. So it was just hard. But I feel like I'm finally done, or like I'm over it. And it's just like, holy shit, you know, like I'm actually over it. It didn't feel like I ever would, like, but that's just kind of how it is, I think. When you go through a breakup, you think that you're not going to get over it. But like I said, I mean, maybe it's the electromagnetic bullshit that happened to where now it's done and I'm totally, it broke it up and I just feel lighter and better. Basically. I feel like I have 10,000 times more energy now. I'm not carrying all that anymore. It's just ridiculous. But I don't know, that's the thing. Like, you heal, then you process things emotionally, then you heal more. It kind of like feeds into itself. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep doing it. I still have to, gosh, I have a lot to do. I might have a late night tonight. Maybe I won't go to the gym tonight. I don't really have to, but I kind of want to. So I think I will, but whatever. I only have a few more things to do, so it'll be fine. Don't worry about me, bot. Don't worry about me. I'm all good. Bot is like, oh my God, you're going to the gym so late. I always go to the gym late because I don't want to deal with people. I don't like dealing with people at the gym. They make it take longer. I just like being by myself. I like being by myself in general. So it's like, it's a thing. It's a vibe. I'm glad I'm using this string title. I'm really glad. I hope I never have to use it again. I hope I never have to do that ever again. I hope this is the last time. Let's hope and pray. This is it. See, this is the thing too about cleaning is I feel like I appreciate Audie Catarina because she kind of showed me how it really isn't that hard. Like, we always have this impression that cleaning is so difficult, and it really isn't. So, you guys have seen, like, I've just casually kind of done it, you know? And I've already done almost the whole downstairs, basically. Like, the only thing that will be left is just vacuuming the dining room. I just didn't want to do that. I vacuumed the living room though. But that's not hard to do. So, currently in the process of becoming who you'll be before entering your relationship. Yes, I am, John. I'm in the dining room. Hopefully I don't fall typing, oh my God, Caleb. I'm glad that you're at the gym. I'm going to be going soon. Yeah, it was a lot, but I'm just glad it's over, honestly. I think it's just better for it to be done and like just be over it, you know. So it was it was a process because it took a long time, and I feel like all the benefit of Jupiter and Taurus, it came in right at the end. It's like, okay, right at the end, you know, you get it right at the end, and then it's like, oh, wow. So the whole rest of the year was just one long, boring, horrible thing, basically. And now I'm like, oh, okay, this is what it was. Damn, you know, this is the whole fucking point. So I don't have much to do in the kitchen. And then after the kitchen, then I'm going to be done. So I'll still show you guys. This is like recyclables. I don't know what my mom's doing. That's my mom's thing. I can wash this with the tablecloth. And yeah, I do want to do the floor in here too, but I can do that later. Okay, I'm just getting set up. We got stuff to do, period, always. I'm always a busy girly pop. I've been so busy too. But honestly, I was just so sick. I was so sick. And how ironic is it? That it's so ironic to me that my ex is very likely fat acceptance. And that is so funny. Like, you know, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Crazy. Crazy. You know, whatever. If fighting fat acceptance is what got me to be done with him, then I guess it is what it is. I guess it saved my life in more than one way. So that's all I can say. So, okay. Gosh, I'm like doing it all. I'm not even. It's never fun to have someone defining you by your past while you're actually hyper focused on improving your life path. Yes, I bought my mom the nice microwave on Mother's Day. Oh, nice. Okay, we're moving. I'm gonna clean the floor Ari Catarina style, but I need to do the counters first and the dishes, which there's not a lot of dishes. So it is so funny though when you watch Ari Catarina, because the stuff she does is like so horrible. And it's like when you actually clean your own place, it really is not even that hard at all. It's like really easy in comparison. So just watch those videos. I keep telling Bot to watch those videos. And I'm like, if you watch them, Bot, then you'll want to clean your house. Then it will like motivate you. Because that's what helped me. That is one good thing about Jupiter and Taurus is I learned how to keep a clean house. So, which is really weird. But I mean, for me too, like I like live streaming and doing it just because like I like talking while I do it. Like I like to be on the phone or talking. You don't have to hate it, but you don't have to. It's fine. It's not hard. It's okay. It's all right. You can do it. I promise you can. You'll be okay, but I promise. My mom will actually be so happy that the place is clean. I know she will. So she really will. And I'm just like, I want it to be clean too, and I don't know. You just try to like, it's always better to be win-win, I found too. Because it's like, I don't want to go to the gym when there's people there anyway, so I can just do this. It's kind of that whole thing. It's always a good thing to be more like win-win. This is really easy. That's the thing too, like I say it every time I clean on stream, but like when you keep it up, it's so easy. Honestly, this is taking me like barely any time. But I knew that the living room was kind of bad, so that was gonna take a while. But you'll see, like I'll do the whole kitchen. I'm gonna do the whole kitchen right now, you guys. And because it's not that bad, it won't even take long. So I'm even gonna do the floor. You listen to music. Why do you hate cooking? I don't love cooking. I remember Lisa got mad at me one time. So well, not really, but she got like, what? Because I said I didn't love cooking. I don't love cooking. I can do it. It's fine. Like I'm neutral about it, but I don't love it. Like I would like it if my partner could cook. I would actually like that a lot. Because I don't know. It's just not my favorite thing. But I don't hate it. I'm neutral. True neutral. With cleaning, I don't necessarily love cleaning either, but like I like having a clean place now, especially since I got healthier. It's like my brain just like kicked back in. So this place has never been that messy. Like our last place was really messy. A lot. Yes, we do have a dishwasher. It's right here. So I'm just gonna be doing my dishes, which that's all I have to do. It's gonna take like 2 seconds. And then I'm gonna do the floor and then I'm done. And then I'm off to the gym. Fun times. But dang, I don't know what the hell I did with this. I'm gonna have to sit with some water. I like have fossilized sugar in there. Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. That's one way, I guess. Oh my god. Well, you'll see. Look at how long it takes to do these dishes. Yeah, look at this. Boom. Boom. That was it. We're shook, aren't we? Now I'm just gonna rinse this down, clean the sink, and then I just have to do the floor, which is not even gonna take long at all. Because I learned how to do it the Ari Catarina way. So, which the Ari Catarina way of doing the floor is really, 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 really easy. And it's really fast. And I don't even need a mop or bucket or anything. And I love it. So I'm really glad that I started doing it that way. I need a scraper. But yeah, it's just funny to me. It's funny though, like that is kind of like a dating plus though. It's like a lot of people feel like cleaning is really impossible. So if you can clean, you're like a lot more attractive because it's like not even that hard, but like people think it's hard. That's my tip for the day. That's my dating tip for the day. Okay. That's it. The sink is done. Think about the environment. Oh my God. Sure, Jan. Sure, Jan. Okay, so the floor is easy. You just have to sweep it first. The trash can. Imagine if there was like a roach or something. That'd be so scarring. Oh my God, I would die. I would die. That would kill me. I just want you guys to know. You guys would see me. I would kill it though. I'm a killer. When I see that shit, I kill it fast. I don't accept it. I don't do roach acceptance, but I don't believe in roach acceptance, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna do the floor. The floor is dirty. Okay. So you do it Ari Catarina style. I even have the shoes. You'll love that, Caleb. I have the shoes. Oh my God, that's really gay. I just realized how gay that is. Okay. So really easy, really fast. Gosh, this wall is dirty. Ooh, I just like scraped off a bunch of paint. I love that. I don't think I'm gonna clean the wall today. So the wall will survive. It will stay that way. That's the other thing too, is you don't have to be perfect. You just do what you want to do and that's it. Yeah, there's like a weird onion on there. See, it's not that bad. Okay, and this floor, I don't know, like this floor used to be like, before we started doing it the Ari Catarina way, it was really greasy and it was like horrible. But then we started using, the trick is to use dish soap. So basically if you use dish soap on the kitchen floor, it degreasifies it. And it makes it like just a lot better in terms of like, I don't know, it's just not greasy because it gets sticky. It's like nasty. I hate it. Hate it. Okay. So what you do is, this is the really quick way. So I'm not doing like a deep clean. This is just like, kind of like a shallow clean. But my mom got one of these on like Amazon, I think. So what I do is I wet this. This is like a microfiber type of cloth. I wet it. Ooh, it has lint all over it. That's weird. But I wet it. I wet it thoroughly. You just get it damp. Okay. And then you put it on the brush like so. Like this. And then you get the dish soap, which I have like a spray. And then you spray the floor a little bit like that. And especially areas that are dirty. And then you just kind of wipe it. And it basically does it. Now, if it's really bad, then you have to let it sit for a while. But this isn't that bad. And if you just do a little tiny bit of soap, you don't even have to like rinse it or anything because it's like little. So, yeah. And again, you don't have to be perfect. Like I'm not doing a deep clean. This is just kind of like a casual clean. But it will be basically clean, essentially. And that's how you do it. So it's pretty easy. And then this way too, it doesn't get that wet either. So it's like you don't have to like wait 10 years for it to dry, for example. But this part is kind of pretty. So there's like an onion thing, which I don't know what is up with this onion thing, but it's like fused to the floor. That's where I need a scraper, but I don't have one. So I'm not amazing like Adi Katarina. So I had to use my hand. But anyways. So it's almost done. Again, I'm not doing a deep clean, just like kind of a basic bitch clean. So I'm gonna do a couple more sprays. And then that's gonna be it. And then we're done. And that is basically the entire downstairs done. And you can see it does work. So it wasn't that dirty. You can see it works. And then it's a wrap. You can see it. So then I'm just gonna wash it with the tablecloth. And that's it. So I guess I will conclude here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Ooh, I'm about to trip all over my shoes. This is a horrible angle. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, this is the last time I'm going to talk about my ex. I'm done after today. So the tea is spilled. It's a wrap. Chapter over. Is done. The downstairs is clean. And now I get to go to the gym. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.